Welcome to another installment of the Mastercam Studio at ProtoTek. This exclusive video series features the exceptional functionality found only within Mastercam, the #1 most widely used CAM software in the world. Here's the topic of today's video.
Today we'll take a look at view sheets. All right, let's get started. So today we're going to take a look at view sheets, and we're going to discuss what they are, what they can do, and how to build them. I'm still seeing a lot of people not utilizing view sheets in Mastercam, and anytime you're doing anything with multi-axis horizontals, multi-axis verticals, view sheets can be really handy to efficiently program them parts. And mainly we're talking the planes manager. It's going to allow us to automatically switch the planes manager around without manually going and doing it, which can be time consuming. So in my file here, I have a tombstone loaded up and I have 4 operations on there. My first op here is actually going to be the left hand side, and I start out with just a isometric view so I can get a good look at my tombstone loaded up. If I wanted to do work on the B270 or the first op, I can come down to the bottom here and you'll see view sheets labeled down here. If I left click on there, it takes me to that view of that view sheet. If I want to do work on my B0 side, I left click and it takes me to that side. Now as we are doing this, it's important to note your planes manager. So if I go to my first op, I can see that my C and T plane are now set to the left hand plane. If I go to my B0 second op side, now my C and T plane are to the front. So they have association between the two. When we go to a view sheet, it can be associated to your planes manager. I also have a couple other cuts on here, an angled cut here on this tombstone and an angled cut the other way. So instead of going to your planes manager and switching the C and T plane constantly, if you build view sheets the first time, you can get that result without having to go over there, is kind of what we're going after here. There's a few different ways to make these view sheets. So up on top in Mastercam in the view menu, all the way to the right, there's a view sheets menu over there. We have on and off, so you can turn these on or off if you're don't want to see them, or we can just create new from the list here. So if I left click on new, it's going to pop a view sheet on the bottom here, and it's called view sheet 1. Now I can rename these, so I could name this side cut, let's say, just for instance, and it builds a view sheet on the bottom. Now if I look down here, all the rest of the view sheets have these little symbols here. What that is a bookmark. So if you want your view to stay the way you made it, we need to right click on that view sheet that we just made, and we go to save view sheet bookmark. And in this right click, while we're here, there's a few other options: a new view sheet, a copy view sheet, rename view sheet, or save view sheet bookmark, which will lock this view in on this view sheet. So I'm going to left click on there and you'll see the symbol comes in there. So now that I created that at that view, if I go to my other view sheets, it flips me there. But if I come back, now I'm back at that view where I saved my view sheet at. Another way to make these, and this is probably one of the more common ways to create a view sheet, is when you're creating the planes. So you're going to have to create planes for your multi-axis cuts. If I come over to my planes manager and I'm just going to create a simple test little plane here so we can see how it works. I'm just going to go and drop this plane up on top here, and I'm going to name this one, we'll just name it test for now. In the settings here, we can set a C and T plane. Now this is going to be important, and I'll get back to why this would be important. And then in our advanced tab, we have view sheets as options here. It says create view sheet and save the bookmark. So if I green check out of here, it creates my plane, and it also created a view sheet on the bottom. So if I go to my, let's go to an angle cut, so we're a skewed view. And now if we go back to that test view sheet that we just built, you'll see my plane there, and you'll see the view that I left it in. It is important to note when you're building these view sheets, if you're going to go and create a new view sheet from the menu on top, that it's really dependent on where the C and T plane are in your planes manager, and that's what will hold that data. So I highly recommend this. For an example, I can go to my main view sheet to see how my tombstone is loaded. I can go to my first op quickly and efficiently. I can go to my second op quickly and efficiently, and my planes are set there. Same with these angle cuts, angle right and angle left. And then the new planes that we did create kind of on the fly are our side cut view sheet and our test view sheet with the custom plane that we built. I suggest trying out these view sheets on your next Mastercam project. We're creating many more MasterLab videos throughout the year to help you guys out. So check out our YouTube channel for all the latest MasterLab videos. And thanks for watching.